75. I mean, nobody watched. Right? So, when I get emails, which I get 50 of them a day for entrepreneurs, I'm like, hey, I know you always talk about patience. I've been doing this. It's not working. Traction. Should I give up and do something else? Inevitably, I'll email back and be like, how long have you been doing it? Oh, 4 months. And I'm like, fuck you. You want this to be your life and you're giving up after 4 months? Are you out of your mind? Patience is grossly underestimated. I was very successful. My wine business is growing. Now I start doing this show and spending all my time trying to promote this show. And the sales of Wine Library start flattening out because I was the engine. The show wasn't getting watched, but I knew this was right. And the show really didn't take off until mid-2007, a year and a half in, of 5 days a week of doing a show, getting only hundreds, then a couple thousand views. Gotta keep putting in the work every day. 1 is better than 0. Gotta keep putting in the work, putting in the work, putting in the work. There is no quick cure. The hard work matters and the patience is what overrides it, right? I don't need to get mines at 25. Heck, I don't need to get mines at 45. This is a long, long game. I'm very driven by the climb, right? I think being an immigrant, I guess, or just having this DNA, I don't like winning. I like losing. I like the struggle. I don't give a shit about the stuff that comes along. But the game is my drug. There will never be a game over for me. There's no dollar amount. The game, the process, the climb, that is the drug that drives me. That is my oxygen. That's what I love.
What is up, Jet fans? Today is a special day as I have a very special guest today. But before I introduce him, I want to share a quote of his. Skills are cheap, passion is priceless. I live by this quote every day. It motivates me to do what I love and gives me the boost that I need to keep going every single day. This man's an author, a speaker, a diehard Jets fan, of course, and one of my biggest role models. Please welcome Gary Vaynerchuck to the show. How are you, Gary?
I'm amazing, brother. Thanks for having me.
Well, many Jet fans don't know you as well as I do. So, could you tell us your story of your Jets story of how you became a Jets fan?
I was born in the Soviet Union, came to the U.S. when I was 3, so no lineage of sports fandom, as you can imagine. Moved to Queens, and I know a lot of people think that's where I became a Jets fan, but I didn't. I was still only 4 or 5 years old, didn't really know about it. My parents were worried about, making a dollar, not necessarily about the NFL. Moved to Edison, New Jersey in the summer of 1982. And went outside and met some kids, and a boy by the name of Eric Godfrey was a Jets fan, and because of that, literally, he was like, you're a Jets fan, and I'm like, I'm a Jets fan, and the 82 season became my first season. Obviously, the Jets made it to the AFC Championship game that year and lost to the hated Miami Dolphins. A.J. Dewey had a ridiculous game and had a bunch of picks against us and broke my heart, but that started it, and literally from that day on, the New York Jets have been my religion. I've watched every game since then. I've gone to several drafts. I've not missed a playoff game since 2000. I physically being there, I literally watch every single play. I have season tickets on the 50-yard line. Al Toon is the most important person in my life. It's my absolute religion. And I'm a big Jets fan. Every year I buy 7 to 10 custom jerseys of the gunner or the punter, or I have a Tom Hennessy jersey. Not a lot of 42s running around there in green and white. So I'm deep. I'm not a casual Jets fan. When John McGraw was drafted by the Jets years ago in the 2nd round, I hit him up on Twitter. This is super deep. I had a John Abraham jersey before he played a snap in preseason. I have a 37 Kerry Rhodes jersey because he had that number before he switched 25 3 weeks into camp. I'm a deep Jets fan.
Well, I know that. I've seen your posts. I've seen you comment on my. You follow me on Instagram. You've posted a while of comments with. I remember you. I posted a video of you with talking to a Patriots fan, and you had an argument. That's probably the best video I've ever seen of yours. And
thanks, man.
So, I know it's your dream to own the Jets.
Yes.
What would you do as a Jets owner?
Look, I think having an owner, by the time I'm ready to buy the Jets and by the time the Johnson estate sells it, we might be talking about another 20, 30 years. At the time, I'll be 70, 68. Having a person who's been a Jet fan for 65 years be the owner creates an enormous advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just being, a tycoon or mogul or rich person who wants to own a team. I'm going to be, I'm going to do everything I can every day of my life after that happens to win a Super Bowl. So I'll be super patient, I'll be super passionate. I'll probably be outspoken because I'm a character. So I'll probably talk a little shit to, the heir to the craft, empire. I'm going to be at every game. I give a shit. I'm going to be deeply entrenched in making the players feel happy. I think they'll sign free agents because they want to be associated with me. I'm going to be very aggressive on marketing, especially to 4 to 10-year-olds in the New York metro area to make sure they don't become bullshit Giant fans. I'm going to be a very aggressive owner. Very, very, one of the things I think is awesome about being an owner like me is it's going to be very hard for somebody to be a bigger Jets fan than me. They can just be tied. And so I think one of the things, I'll have a lot of respect for the hardcore fan because I've lived it, right? Mm-hmm. So, when we lose, I'm not going to care that we made money. I'm going to be devastated we lost, and so I think that's going to make for a very different kind of owner.
Well, I know you're a very motivated person. Your entire life has been a motivation for me, especially for me. I've since I started this page, you've been my inspiration. I'm becoming a big page, and
thank you.
It's an honor to interview you.
Thank you, brother.
So, if you were a coach, what would you if you walked into the locker room, what would you say to the players around you?
I would tell them that I'm a good leader, which means I'm a good listener. I would tell them that merit has to play out. So if you're a good dude and good in the locker room, but you can't fucking cover a tight end, I'm going to not play you as much. But then I'm also going to say that if you can fucking throw 7 touchdowns in a game, but not be a great teammate, I'm going to fucking trade you for 4 number 1 picks. To me, culture trumps everything. And I think, as Jet fans, a lot of us know the locker room wasn't in the right place a couple of years ago, and it's fucking cancer. So to me, what I'm really good at in business is what I would do as a coach and an owner, which is you have to have the right, I call it the honey empire. You have to bring the honey, not the vinegar. You got to be a good person. You got to have empathy. You have to be kind, grateful, supportive, do all the right fucking shit. But you also have to be a great player, right? But I think too many teams let players that are great continue to be on the field because they produce on the field, but they're fucking disaster in the locker room, and that's why I think they don't win as much. And I think vice versa, some people overvalue good players' personalities, but they can't play on the field and they hold on to guys a little long. And so I think I'd be the perfect balance between honey and vinegar. And I would tell them, I'm going to coach this way, and you better fucking perform both as a human being to each other. You better perform on the field, and that's what we're going to judge on, and everything else is bullshit.
I know you were talking about atmosphere of the locker room. What do you think of the atmosphere is now? How do you think is with the Jamal Adams and all these young guys coming in? What do you think about the culture right now?
I'm optimistic, right? I stay close to a bunch of guys. I have a good feel. I'm wired in, so I'm not just coming from a fan standpoint. I know a lot of the guys. I think we're in a really nice spot. I really do. I think we're set up for success, and there's questions on the field stuff, whether it's the offensive line or how exactly the receiving core is going to work out, or how we're going to play the quarterback position. When the fuck are we going to get an outside pass rush? Things like that. Will the safeties develop? All those kind of things. But I think in general, I think we're in a much better place. I think Josh McCown's an incredibly honorable man, which I think permeates, and I think I think I'm excited about what's going on. I'm excited about who Leonard is as a winner. I'm super excited about the way Darren Lee played late last year. I think there's a lot of excitement.
What do you think about when this year on Thursday Night Football when the Jets against the Bills, where the defense was starting dancing? What do you thought about that? Do you think that it brought some character out that game?
I loved it. Jamal and Darren and obviously others on the team. They just have swag, right? There was a swag to it. I loved it. Obviously DeMario was a big part of that. He's not here, but what I know about Avery, I think we all loved it, right? Like, First of all, we got to dance because we punched Buffalo directly in the fucking mouth. And I think all of us cared more about that than the dance. But especially for you and your demo, for that under 25-year-old, or the people like me that have that under 25-year-old head, we love that shit, right? There's a little of that flavor. It was a lot of fun. It was a meme. Our team had a great meme. It was a lot of fun. The dancing was ridiculous. It was funny to watch. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Well, lastly, what's your message to Jets fans?
I like the climb more than the trophy at the end. So I know a lot of us want a Super Bowl bad, but I enjoy the fucking pain. I love the process. And so what I would say is, like, look, it's going to happen. It just is. And hopefully we're alive for it. And I want to tell Jet fans that I promise you I'm doing everything in my fucking power to eventually be able to dictate the outcome. But if not, I'm enjoying the process of trying to buy the Jets. And a couple other things. I love every Jet fan so much. It's crazy how I feel when I see somebody wearing a Jets hat or shirt just in real life. It's such a kinship. It's like a religion, right? It's like you see somebody wearing, a religious symbol. That's how I feel. And then finally, I want to leave with, we need to fucking step up our game at home. I hate how passive our fan base is at home. Like, I'm trying to fight people in my section. I want people to step up. I want us to be louder when our team is struggling, and I want us to make visiting fans more uncomfortable when they come to the stadium.
I totally agree with that. I think fans are they just need to be more like you, having this kind of story where they want to now that you want to own the Jets. Like, you should have that much passion to the game.
But honestly, not everybody. Look, at some people want to be, some people want to spend way more hours with their family, and some people want to use sports as an escapism, or some people have other passions. I just want, if you're a Jets fan, for real, I just want them to hate the Patriots and the Bills and the Steelers and any fucking visiting team a hell of a lot more than we have been. And so, to me, that is where I'm at. Like, when the fucking Packers come to town, it's where we get really uncomfortable. The end.
Are you going to any games this season?
I go to every game.
And
I'm probably going to go to the Lions opener on the road. I'm definitely going to go to the Bears road game. Ashton Kutcher, the actor, and I are really good friends. He's a huge Bears fan. We promised each other. I took him to the Monday night game several years ago in New York, which was a shit show, by the way, because Mila came too, and everybody's paparazziing him. But we're going to definitely go to the Bears game. So I'll be in Chicago, I'll be in Detroit, I'll be at every home game.
Hopefully we see you this year at home games.
Yeah, man, any Jet fan that's watching this, if you see me at the home game, come up and say what's up anytime.
All right, well, we're going to wrap this up. Make sure you follow Gary's YouTube and Instagram. We'll put the link in our description below. And, again, thank you for taking the time out of your day.
No worries, man. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. When they lay me